Hello, everybody. Sorry about that. How's everybody doing? Welcome to another Sunday. And hopefully the stream is coming in okay. All right. I did make some progress from what we were planning for. Hey, Helion, Funky Pants, Andre, welcome. Um, so, what I was hoping for, is um, to get these NPCs that you're gonna rescue from that basement to follow you and get into the car. Well, it's almost there. Um, I'll show you where I'm at with it. So right now I just have these two. What I did do is I've also done a little bit of a cleanup on the NPC class. So um, so that way I can have some of those kind of not interactable NPCs that are just like, filling the world in a way. And then the metahumans that are the ones that you can actually talk to and get them to follow you along, that, they have the like the higher detail. So the way that I have done it to this point is there's two NPCs. I mean, they look identical because I didn't have any other meshes, unfortunately, from MetaHuman. And so both of these have different names. That's Jane and this is Sam. And they both also have different dialogues. So for example, with Jane, there's that little thing where you can needs your help for a little bit. Hey, is welcome. So and then with Sam, she's got the interaction where um, I get them to follow me, basically. So, kind of follow me out of the basement and into the car. And but at the moment, so what's happening is, this works as far as getting them to follow me along. So once and that's the other thing. This guy, he doesn't care about these two. So this is even though these two are just a child blueprint of this NPC. Uh, I'm only through this action, I'm only affecting these two NPCs here to get me to follow me along. So they have um, uh, basically based on their names, I can tell them to just to follow me to the car. Now the only thing is that let me see, I just do have a little bit of a bug when it comes to the interaction. So the only thing that I haven't done yet is getting them to the right position in the vehicle. So let's see. Yeah, once I enter the vehicle, unfortunately, that's where I don't have it working properly. So that's something that I'm trying to work on. So let's see. What they should be doing is actually coming to the side of the vehicle where I've placed a location um, for where the entry point, kind of like the same way I'm entering uh, the vehicle is, but on the passenger side. Oh, Andre, so there is a house with interior and forest assets on free for them. Oh, so that's nice. Yeah, like I said, these free assets are amazing. They're always very useful. Yeah, so that's the thing that I'm trying to figure out now is trying to debug some of like if you've ever seen like well, not that one, but this one. So if you ever looked at one of those behavior trees, basically what happened was um, once I set the main player for these two NPCs, they're just gonna start following you along. But then once the NPC or the sorry the main player is in the vehicle via this Boolean here, they're going to try and focus on the vehicle and then get into the vehicle. The only thing is, I'm not entirely sure why this part is not, um, they're not able to reach that point. And I'm kind of wondering if on the vehicle itself, the point that they're trying to reach is here. So this is actually above the ground. I'm kind of wondering if I move this to be in the ground, if that's kind of a point that they can reach on the navigation mesh. So that's actually something that I'm just thinking about this out loud, and that should be something. I'm wondering if they're going to be able to reach that point now. Let's see. So, all right, let's get into the vehicle. And they're just sitting there. And they're supposed to be reaching, let's see, guess that one's not printing anymore. I also hate the fact that I'm not sure there's like a disconnect in Unreal when you do the AI debug here versus the print string if you want to if you try to debug some things. Um, yeah, so let's take a look at is it still trying it's still trying to focus on the vehicle. So this is something that um I'm I'm gonna have to figure out why this one is not properly getting that point. So let's take a look. This is going to be at least in the beginning, for the start of the the stream. Just a little bit of hopefully not too much fumbling around uh, with the um, AI parts of like the behavior tree and the blackboard. Adi Sasan, where did you get your driving animations? So the driving animations, um, are you referring to when you're inside the vehicle or when you enter the vehicle? Because inside the vehicle is just IK stuff, like through these two spheres, I'm just placing the hands on the steering wheel. But the other ones, the entry animations, there's some on Mixamo from what I can tell. But the ones that I got, I think they're called like cart interactions, and I got them I think about a month ago when it was like a 70% off sale on a bunch of stuff. I can show them to you if you're interested. Marketplace. They're actually really decent. And I believe it's this one here. Yeah, so these are the ones that I use. Burkan, hello, welcome. But these are the ones that I have for like when you enter the vehicle and yeah, exiting the vehicle as well. So let me adjust this focus vehicle here. So instead of um focusing on yeah, you're welcome, Adir. Welcome. And so let's try and focus on because so what happens is let me quickly kind of run you through if you're interested. Basically, when I interact with the vehicle, there's all the kind of the animations. Yeah, I got a mic. I got a headset that's probably better than the one I have before. At least that's what I'm told so far. This is the second day I'm using it, so I'm hoping that there's the buzzing is gone, as from what I'm told. And yeah. Okay, so as I was saying. What happens is when you enter the vehicle, there's some montages being played, the player being attached to the seat, and I'm also I'm doing this a little, I've created this to inform the NPC. So basically what that happens is my player character has an array of the NPC names that he's currently interacting with. So in this case is Jane and Sam. And of course, if the length is greater than 0, then I'm trying to get the classes with for the NPC friendly. And then if I'm comparing the character names as well with the ones in the world, and based off of that, I'm telling those their behavior trees that the main player is in the vehicle. So that works fine. Like if we were to troubleshoot this, I'll show you what I mean. So let me disconnect this from here because this is a really good way to troubleshoot some of the stuff. And hopefully I can fit some of these things in here. Make sure that I'm selecting the one of the two NPCs that are going to be controlled. So let's go back here. I'm just going to try and move this to the side. As you can see, like right now, the main player and vehicle is false. The main player is also none because they're not following anybody. So now if I was to talk to Sam, which is the one, again, this Sam is the one that's actually going to get the other NPC to follow me along. So as you can see, the main player is set to myself, the main character. And now if I was to go and enter the vehicle, as you can see, the main player is in vehicle is set to true. Now the problem that I can't figure out is why the this one does not go into the second point here, which is, to get in the vehicle. And that's the little the issue that's happening right now. So they definitely seem to be closing in a little, coming in a little closer to the vehicle. Let's see if they're still just sitting there. Yeah, it looks like they're still just sitting there. And the tree doesn't really, it's actually just focused on the player right now. Oh, that's interesting. When it should be because it's in the vehicle. Oh, let's also add a little bit of so hopefully this is something interesting to you. It's this is one of those things to me as well with the behavior trees that um, and how the Blackboard keys work. That I always have to kind of rediscover it because I know I put it down for a little bit, do some other stuff, but it's also kind of interesting. Saitis, thank you so much. And 3 Die, hello, hello, bienvenue. All right, so let's actually add um, with the main player is set. I'm actually kind of thinking that this one, let's stop this real quick. Um, so I'm wondering if actually this sequence here should be over here. So that way it doesn't execute these nodes when this one succeeds. Let's see if any of that is right. So again, yeah, SITs. That was it's tough, like even to this day, and I've practiced them with them quite a bit. I do understand them but sometimes once I kind of put them down and pick them up again after a while, it's a little tough to understand the keys and mainly, once you how you set the keys from one of those tasks. But once you get a little practice with it, it should be fine. All right, so let's see what's happening now. This one, I'm wondering if actually, you know what? So the sequence is executes their children from left to right and will stop executing if one of the children fail. But so this one failed. So I'm thinking in this, instead of the sequence here, um, let's actually try and add a selector. So the selector, it's this is kind of doing similar things. Well, not similar, but executes their children from left to right, and will stop executing his children when one of the children succeeds. So I'm hoping that this one going like that, and then adding from off of this another sequence. I mean, I guess I could have done it. No, so that's a sequence there. So that could have been a selector, I'm guessing. Let's try this out. I think this is the most difficult part of behavior trees. What are you going to select? What are you going to use, like the sequence or the selector when making these decisions? So what I'm hoping is with the selector node, it says when one of their children succeeds. So this one is going to fail when the main player's in vehicle is set uh, because it's not, you're not in the vehicle. But then this one is gonna keep on executing, and that's what I'm hoping. Let's see if any of that is correct assumption. All right, so they're following you at the moment, which is good. Let's see how the tree looks. So it's executing on this side. They're doing this side of the tree. So now let's see what happens if when I enter the vehicle. All right, so now it's going on to that side of the tree, which is what I was hoping for. Um, and the only problem is that this particular node does not seem to be, it doesn't get out of it and onto the next, which let me try and also add another status. Cites the single build thing that I really hate about UE5 is that you need to learn and be good at almost everything. Well, that's true in the regards of like I'm doing things by myself. So yeah, uh, there's that kind of difficulty at times, right? But I do also enjoy it because I don't do the same thing every day. So I think that's what kind of keeps me going is like we did yesterday, we did some world building. Yesterday evening I was doing some blueprinting, like the visual scripting, coding, whatever you want to call it. And right now it's AI. So it's yeah, it's a combination of many things. But indeed, it can get frustrating, like as learning usually is. Just speaking from experience, sometimes having to learn stuff is it's not as fun as just playing, right? All right, so I'm in the vehicle, guys. Why not follow me along? Follow me along for the ride. Yeah, so this one executes just fine, the change status, but then the focus vehicle is not. I'm not entirely sure why this one does not want to find it because um, the ALS main character is still in the level, even though I'm not controlling it. Though that's kind of interesting. Let me try and adjust this one a little bit. So instead of no, I mean it is getting the player. Oh, I think I might be. Uh, I'm wondering if at this point the player character is the car, even though this one gets hit, so that shouldn't really happen. Let me try something. Let me do off of this print string, and so cast success, and then this one, let's do a print string, cast failed. So Okay, Saitis, I saw you posted a message about explaining one of those things. Yeah, feel free to ask. That's the reason of the stream. All right. Well, let's see what happens. Because I'm kind of thinking that once you're in the vehicle, that thing is gonna start failing. So let's get back into the vehicle. And why doesn't it print? Let me exit the vehicle real quick. So, and when I exit the vehicle, it should tell me that the main player is not in vehicle anymore, but it still shows it as true. I will delete this character here, so I don't have to like, because whenever I go in here and I select which one of the AIs to debug on, that one comes first because it's like character 0. So, but that one doesn't have any kind of behavior trees happening, so that's why. Saites, I wanted to ask, what does receive execute AI and then cast it to the player mean? Okay, so usually, especially with tasks, is as you see right here in the behavior tree, this one gets hit and this cast gets called. And by default, I think it has two events, like the execute and execute AI. So this literally is kind of like let's call it the entry point to whatever you want to do in this task. So in this case, let me do a simple one. So for example, here when they focus on you, so let's take a look right here. So as you remember, when you start the game and I interact with those two characters, what they're going to do is they're going to change the status first, just to say, okay, now I'm going to chase this guy. And then the focus player, what that does is the one here. So when this task is receiving this event, and I believe that would be fired when this one is being hit here, um, then I'm getting the player controller, and I'm casting to this, and that way, I can set the focus on this player character. Hopefully that gives you an explanation. All right. So, and that's why I think the issue happens here is um, that um, this one is not properly firing on the um, on this. So, oh yeah, no problem. My pleasure. Let's do also a print string here and try and print the control pawn. I just wanted to see if this one actually, if this one fires properly, this focus vehicle. So whenever you enter the vehicle, all right, so yeah, follow me along, guys, follow me. All right, so this one gets called. Let's step through it. So there we go, cast failed. Yeah, well, that will explain some stuff. And in that case, let's try and change this one to cast, because at this point I'm going to be in the vehicle to 1980. No, so that's a vehicle. I mean, even though it's a vehicle pawn, Oh, this is going to be interesting. So I can cast everything that's a pawn, but if I do it to like to the vehicle, hmm So there's got to be, I have to think of a different way to do this. And what I'm thinking is when the player enters the vehicle, the actual NPCs they are controlling, if you remember, we had this thing here where we're setting the value of the player being in the vehicle. Um, we need to set the vehicle um, so that they know that that's the one that they need to follow, even though or actually not necessarily the vehicle, but the main character itself. So in this case, I have the NPC um, friendly here. So for the array element, what I'm gonna do is let's do a cast to NPC friendly. And I do not recall if I have a value for that. Let's take a quick peek in my, where's my NPC friendly here? Hey, Forbim official, welcome, welcome. Let's take a look. NPC friendly. I can recall if I, oh, I do. I do have something here for the ALS main character player. And let's add that in here. So this one, set ALS main character player to the person that just interacted with the vehicle. Get ALS character. What did I call it? Right there. Hey, good luck with making the game. That's always fun to start on something. Okay, so now the NPC friendly should have a character assigned to it. So, and actually, oh, I guess I don't really need this cast anyways. My bad. Hey, Darkside Gaming, welcome. This is a an actual action adventure type of game, and it's called literally just like the name of the stream, On Your Own. And today I was hoping to follow up a tutorial that well, not a tutorial, but like the work that I started yesterday on on getting a couple of friendly NPCs to follow you along. You're gonna rescue these two NPCs from a basement. They've been hiding there from the bad guys, and to get them to follow you into the vehicle. And right now, this is just a test level that I have here, so it's not representative of the final game. Oh, thank you so much, Saites. Yeah, I was looking at the Sons of the Forest. That looks pretty awesome. But again, it's one of those games that it's not my type of game that I play. So so hopefully the mechanics would be interesting, and that's what I'm hoping for. All right. Well, yeah. So I definitely this is definitely to be released publicly. That's why I do the streams, just to get a little bit more attention or publicity. And get people interested. It's also kind of from a development standpoint, it's good to have people join and ask questions. Sometimes, some people were able to find something interesting. And yeah. So formal official, yeah, you got a ban from Fortnite. Well, so that's you got to understand to and something that I've been telling some people, uh behind Fortnite, there's probably a team of hundreds of people. So that's why I'm not building Fortnite, or and I'm not building anything like, Sons of the Forest. They got probably a pretty big team. Um, and so you gotta be mindful of don't overstretch it, right? If you have a big team, then totally go for Fortnite. But yeah, just keep in mind, there's a ton of work behind something like Fortnite. Okay, so I'm setting the ALS player character here, and let's see what else. What's Donnie? I'm not sure what that is. Thank you, Darkside Gaming. Thank you for the kind words. But I'm not sure what Donnie is. Oh yeah, that's perfect for him. That's what I'm making here. It's also a storyline game. That has a just a start, middle, and ending kind of thing. That's the types of games that I play, and I don't play multiplayer games, and so I'm not gonna make a multiplayer game just because of that. And there's so many out of them out there anyways. Yeah, the complexity behind it and like the server work, the parallelization kind of stuff, that's just way over my head. And uh, there's so much stuff going on in Fortnite. I can only imagine. Just look at the credits from behind a game like, the one that I'm playing right now is Far Cry 5. So just look behind the credits for that at the end, and you'll see if it's not in the hundreds or in the thousands, is definitely in the hundreds. So yeah, go figure. Okay, well, so now I have the ALS. Uh, I'm setting the ALS player character. So what I'm hoping for here is that this one, the control pawn, I can actually cast to NPC friendly and actually get that, and it's kind of becoming a little bit of spaghetti around here. So let me just disconnect this. I'll just keep those nodes around for a little bit just in case I might have any use for them. All right, and then I'm gonna be getting the ALS base ALS character. What did I call it? Get ALS main character. So I'm hoping this one is gonna be set when I get that. And from him, I'm gonna get because the vehicle is gonna be set here. Get vehicle. And then I can poach some of this stuff from here to get the placement of the entry on that side, and then hook it up back into the blackboard. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you so much. There is definitely an auto align, but right now to do an auto align on this spaghetti is just gonna like, we can do it. I can do it on these ones down here, like that. But sometimes I kind of I don't like them. Sometimes I'm like them stacked, like some of these, kind of like that. Um, so yeah, definitely for these, for example, these could definitely work to be in a line like this. Oh, so I do have a Discord for them. I have I have a note, like a little post-it on a note on my desk saying that to add the Discord onto the description of this stream. So I'm probably gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. But yeah. All right. Well, let's test this out real quick. See what kind of mess it's gonna create. Hopefully not any, and it's gonna work. But yeah, I'll add that. Let me just try this out real quick and see. Oh shoot, this is a little bit of a bug that I need to figure out as far as the interaction. Oh, look at that! That actually worked. Oh my God, guys, this is awesome. They actually moved to the location of entering the car, so we might get these NPCs to enter the vehicle. That's great. Okay. And she's got that side look at you, and I don't think she likes you very much. Uh, Why are you looking at me like that? Okay, bye. Oh, there you go. And that's great. And they follow you along. Perfect. Um, there's kind of the little stammer because they're trying to get to the same location. And but no, I will not take you for a ride. Nope, no, no, I will not take you for a ride. Okay, there we go. That was a little bit of fun. So now let's get them to enter the vehicle. Now that I get them to come up to the vehicle and follow you to the vehicle. Okay, so my apologies. Let me post the Discord. That's what I was gonna do as well. So Discord, just post an invite. Mm. Dark Side Gaming, yes, I will definitely do. First, I'm planning on doing a pre-alpha in the coming months, just to test, kind of performance. If people have any issues, there's definitely some things that I'm probably not thinking about when it comes to, like some of these mechanics, especially when it comes to driving a vehicle. I kind of mentioned it in other streams as well, but one of the things that you never, well, first I didn't think of at the beginning was what happens if you drive the vehicle into the lake. While the player can swim, um, it's uh, you're still stuck in the vehicle. So I I managed to do that as well as let me copy this one. So here's the invite to the Discord, guys. Anybody that wants to join. There's also a couple of channels on there for like chatting as well. So if anybody has questions, and I'm around, I can definitely try and help you out. Yeah, and that's the thing, uh, of course, the it's something to be mindful of. But this, while I hope this is going to do as well as Far Cry 5, which is, it would be something out of this world. But um, at least for the pre-alpha, it's just going to be, more of a probably the first a couple of missions in the game, the entry sequence and so forth. Dark Side Gaming, that's a great question, and I'm debating. There's a couple of items I'm debating. And one second, let me just clear my throat a little bit. Second. So I was thinking of a couple of alternatives. Um, the way that I have envisioned the game is like this is going to be a part one, and then there's going to be a part two that's going to be centered around a bigger city. And because right now it's just in this kind of rural location that the events of this game are taking place, and then you're gonna kind of confront the big people behind the things that are happening, and that's gonna be like in a part two. The question that I'm having is, and my thought was to have part one be free, and then to kind of get people in the door, get people interested, and then have part two as a paid game. If part one is kind of has some success and people enjoy it. But at the same time, I'm thinking that might be a drawback as well. Kind of well, his this guy's has the free part one, and then he's charging us for part two. What's that about? So in the end, I'm thinking of making both of them paid, but it's definitely going to be something cheap. Uh, I'm looking at maybe $10 to $15. So and again, that's I'm probably gonna start asking around once people play the pre-alpha to see how people feel about it. How are the mechanics working? How is the lock picking working, for example? How is the hiding from the enemies working? How is just the combat part of it? How is like interacting with NPC, the missions? So yeah, there's definitely quite a few things to consider. My card is ready to pay if it's a big game. Well, so that's why I'm thinking, kind of I don't want to trap people into thinking, okay, the part one is free, and then uh, he's asking for money on part two. What's that about? And um yeah, and CITs, the thing is, I'm definitely gonna have once it is ready for beta, I'm definitely gonna have a demo. So the demo should be uh you know, because a lot of games don't do demos nowadays. That's one of the things that I've noticed, and it's I kind of like, for example, the oh yeah, there's definitely people that are gonna try and go about cracking it. That's the world today. I totally get it. And that's why I don't want to make it too expensive either. I don't want to make it that a lot of people is like a 60, $70 game. And the part that I like, for example, let's take the more recent one that I played was Diablo. Like, so Diablo had Diablo 4, right? They did do the first act as a demo. So that was amazing. I got quite a few hours out of it, of enjoyment. So uh, I'm definitely gonna buy the game. Probably not at $70, which is nowadays I get inflation, but damn. Um, so, but I'm probably gonna wait for a sale, because again, I do enjoy Diablo, but I'm not like a die-hard fan, like uh, so uh, I did play the other Diablos as well, and I got them when they were out on sale. I didn't get them like the first day they came out, but Uh, but doing something like that, like having a demo up front, maybe that would also get more people interested in it, even if it's a paid game. And again, if it's, I think the pricing is quite important, like having, um, um, you know, decent, not decent pricing, not something that goes along with what this is. I totally get it with when it comes to Diablo, like there's again hundreds, if not thousands, of people involved in the making of that game. And, they gotta be paid. The the shareholders have to be paid, And I think what is it? It's who's making Battle.net? Is that Blizzard, right? That's Blizzard that makes Diablo. So yeah, just imagine how many thousands of people that game has to support. And so, that's you kind of understand how the pricing is keeps on going up. But um, yeah, so as a single developer, I can't claim, ask for, more than 10, $15 for this, that is if, again, if the people enjoy the beta or, the demo and the pre-alpha, then totally, I can see that. But until then, let's do some work. All right. Well, I think the other point that I wanted to do here is actually to enter the vehicle. So let's take a look at the where was it? Oh, here. All right, so now we're trying to get into the vehicle. Basically, I don't think I need this focus vehicle anymore, do I? The focus vehicle. Oh no, this is the one that I've just said where it's like actually going to the vehicle. And let's clear these things out. Wow, I think this is one of the cleanest blueprints that I have. Path of Exile is greatly better than Diablo. Oh, you know what? I've heard about that, but I just never really I got a chance to try it out. So, whoops, what did I just do? The vehicle location. Okay, I went a little too far with the deletions. All right, so this one is gonna be um, going to the vehicle, right? It's gonna focus and go to the vehicle. Um, and the way the way it does that now, the get into the vehicle is the part that, let me bring this over here as well, is it the part that it actually just does a simple move to that location. And I have a couple of other variables here that I don't really need anyways. Okay. So now what I need to do is actually on the car itself to make sure that you know, because you're not going to be able to get into the car unless you're overlapping that sphere, right? Uh, that you're like over that section. And this something is something that I was thinking about yesterday as well. Mainly, if you park, what happens if this is another thing that to consider, when you have vehicles? So what happens when let's get into the vehicle. When you like drive the vehicle and you park it like this, right? So there's not enough room to open the door, of course. And so you should be, you're thinking you should be exiting through the other side, but at the moment, what happens is, um, actually, I guess there wasn't enough room. Wasn't close enough. So let me try and get a little bit closer because I was testing this out and what was happening was, well, it was happening like that, like the car was like, you still exit the vehicle, but then your player capsule just throws the vehicle up in the air and it's not really looking natural. So I also need to have like an exit on this side and to make things look a little bit more decent. And once I have the way to exit on that side as well, I can also have the NPC enter or exit through that car. Giga chat opening door, exactly. Uh, I wish I had that kind of strength, right? Yeah. Well, Dark Side Gaming, I don't want to hold you from exams, but again, you know, if I was in that position during exams, I kind of get it. This is something of interest to me, so I'd be spending time watching it, right? All right. Well, let's go back to the vehicle here. And the way I have it set up is whenever there's like a little bit of a collision sphere here. This is the placement. So basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use these spheres to place the character before entering the vehicle. So, but the way to know that they're actually, it's I probably don't need that for the NPCs. So this collision sphere, this is basically used by my main character to know that one, it can interact with the player, and that that it is in range, right? But for the needs of the NPC, I'm thinking that let's take a look here. So this one is going to focus on the vehicle. And this one is going to get to the vehicle to that location that I'm actually setting it here. So this target location is just as I mentioned across the behavior trees that I have. I'm using this target location to set a variable basically on the blackboard. I have this vector. So that way, whenever I set this target location to something, it can be passed along. So basically here, if we take a look at the NPC, right? So it does, it focuses on the player and it gets the player location and I put that into the target location. And then what I do, I use the target location to add another task for the NPCs to chase the player. So is there a final boss in the game? There is no real bosses, per se. There's kind of the person in charge of the bad things that are happening around, but there is no like, Giga Chad, not um, a boss that you're gonna, do a final shootout with kind of thing. So at least not one that I'm thinking of at the moment. So yeah. Okay, let's see about this one. So this one, we were looking at this task to move to that location, and I'm trying to think of what should happen if you get to that location? So that can also be done via this. And let's add another sequence here. And to this sequence, what I'm going to add is a service. And the service is going to be um, if our NPC is in close enough to enter the vehicle. Mike is dying sometimes. Oh, well, one second. So yeah, this one's a Bluetooth headset, so I'm not sure if the battery is dying. The light for the battery is not lighting up, so is the audio still cutting in and out? Okay, so now let's test. Okay, thank you, Darkside. So the way that I'm gonna do the um, this and actually I shouldn't actually call it service player is in vehicle. And let me try and find this real quick so we can just relabel it because it's just gonna be can enter vehicle more than likely. Uh, so let me rename this can NPC enter vehicle. And another thing, if you think about this, like I said, one of the games that I've been playing recently is, and currently playing, is Far Cry 5, and there is an option where you have an NPC driving the vehicle. If I haven't, I'm not sure if I've triggered that yet, but there is a few, at least missions, one mission that I remember in the game where you just man the turret and then the NPC drives the vehicle. So the NPC gets in the vehicle and then it waits for you to also get in the vehicle before it starts driving. So this could also be used in that kind of regards. So it's always, I think, tougher at first when you implement the mechanics, but then you can reuse them in following games. So I think with Far Cry, I haven't played a lot of the other ones, but the mechanics seem pretty similar, and I think that that's what they have going on. There's like a um, the scenario and everything else, and that I think that's how it's the world is so big, for them. They have the mechanics already in place. So, um, oh, that's nice. Thank you, Saites. I'll look into that. I mean, so far this headset is better than the one that I had before, so that's awesome for me at the moment. Yeah. Is the audio not coming in okay for you, Saites? Again, I'm also have a cold, so my voice is just breaking up. Anyways. Darkside Gaming, I have not made any other games. This is the first game I'm making, and because I've been, I have a day job, and time is not on my side sometimes. Yeah. All right. Well, this is gonna be a little interesting. If I want to, um, how do I want to do this here? Well, yeah, I think it could be the batteries are dying. I haven't, ever since I got these headphones, I have not charged them yet. So, it could be they're dying. All right. Well, let's, let me see. How do I want to trigger? I wanted to test can NPC enter vehicle. So basically, what I'm trying to have here is if the NPC is close enough to that point that it can start playing the animation and actually get into the vehicle. Um, and I'm not entirely sure if this one. Dark side. I hope so too. I mean, this is the point. I think a lot of people do this as well. This is like a part-time thing, and then um, they hope that it might turn into something bigger. And I do hope the same thing. Honestly, I do. And if it does, then perfect. And if it doesn't, as long as people enjoy the game, that's a win-win for me. So I'm wondering if this one, the controlled pawn, I really don't want to do a casting here, but I'm gonna try and do it at least for the prototype aspect of things, because I can't recall if in the service you can actually pass. So we have the target location, and I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so this one, it's already set. Let me just try and move these so they're kind of closer together. So let's try getting this one as vector. So I'm gonna rename this. This is BB. Let's call this target location. So for now, I'm gonna try and keep this simple. I want to see if getting target location, and we'll try it on the receive tick AI. The service also has this tick AI. So I'm going to try and see which one of these events work better, the receive tick AI or the receive activation. Excuse me about that. So let's see which one at least gets something. So what I wanted to do is um, if the controlled pawn get distance 2, get actor location and vector, I believe it's vector length. So kind of calculating or actually no, distance, was it distance 2? Okay, so I think that's the distance between these two. So basically if it's really close to the door, then we can try and play the animation. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, well, Darkside, thank you so much for stopping by, and hopefully I'll see you on the next stream next week. Should be quite a lot more things happening by then. If we don't get this thing done today, but we're definitely closer. And appreciate your kind words. Thank you so much for enjoying it. And good luck. Good luck with exams. All right, so let's see if we can test how big this distance is. I'm hoping that this one will get triggered. So distance to, let's make a string, literal string. So I'm just gonna like to make little strings just so that I can easily find where they're coming from. And so let's see, distance to car, and then append, and this one here. Let's see if this one gets triggered. I'm actually curious to see. Oh, so Andre, in parallel with my student days, I worked as a 3D artist for free because I had no experience. Oh yeah, no, that's the way um that's the way to do it, you know. Unfortunately, it's sometimes when it comes to I think with the industry, you know, it's they always ask, well, have you published a game? I'm like, I haven't. So uh, it's hard to get in, right? If you don't have anything published. All right, so they're coming to the side, but that still doesn't. This one's still. Oh, it's good. So this one's a sequence, but why doesn't it get triggered at all? So I'm not entirely sure. I don't think you can add a service off of this, and these have to be in here. So you can only add like tasks or these composites, which is just a regular, you know, kind of sequence. Um, let's try and just add a little task that just does a print string and that's it. I'm gonna try and see how that would do. First, actually, this one I haven't set this one, so that could be part of the issue as well. Where the actually target location should be here. Let's see. Yeah, so we're looking at the target location to get the Blackboard value as vector. Then comparing that with the controlled pawn, which is our NPC. And let's see, we'll try this one more time and then I'll try and move it into the tick as well. I'm not sure if that might make any changes, but let's take a look. All right, so follow me along. Let's see. I'm gonna go and get in my car. Okay, so they're trying to move towards there, but it's not, this one here is not being fired. What is blue guy doing? Are you asking about this? Huh, so we know that that one is in the vehicle. Let me see if actually I move this to the left like that. Um, so what blue guy were you this guy. This guy is not doing anything, you know. It's just it's like I was testing the animation to see where exactly to play him, so he's not just he's just uh he's just practicing how to enter the vehicle. Yeah. All right, so let's see. I've changed these around. So the sequence again, it's um, we'll execute his children from left to right and stop it once it fails. So I'm kind of thinking this failed. That's why it's not is not executing it. Hmm. Damn, we are so close, guys. This is like that part of the AI which I always am having uh, not the best time figuring out. Yeah, so I'm willing to bet that at this point, yeah, so this one, because this one failed, so it just backed all the way up. And so this one is definitely not, oops, I did not want to delete it. But this one was fine towards this on the right side. So let's try and move this into, um, not sure if that's going to make any difference. I'm going to try and move it into the tick. So the control pawn is the active location. These decorators are still something that I'm not fully 100% comfortable with. All right, yes, I know that one has a little bit of an issue with interaction. Uh, and what's going on with it now? Yeah, it's still doing the same thing here. So I was really hoping that I was going to be able to do it via the yeah, game development is definitely funny. It totally is. Let me take a quick look. I'm gonna try and cheat a little bit and see if I can. I'm gonna try and look at one of these service decorators from my main character that I worked on a while back. And let's see, behave or tree. Um, for the enemy. Let's take a look at this one. So this one has a much bigger setup that for the enemy. Um, so I was trying to look at these services and how these are set up. So there are on receive activation AI. Um, but unfortunately, I don't have one that's checking. Actually, one second. So in here is player in melee range. This is very similar to what I have. So I'm thinking, though I'm using this simple parallel, let me try with that because I wanted to see at least if it goes into the weight section. And let's see, where's that? So that's the enemy. This one there. So simple parallel and add a decorator to this. And call this kind of just a wait time for 5 seconds. I'm trying to get this to fire first because, and for this one particular, I'm not sure if this BB target location get blackboard value as vector actually, I'm not sure if it works properly. And of course, the more annoying part is that um, these print string don't really work at times as they're at least I think they're meant to. So let's see if changing this to a simple parallel uh, does anything, at least if it goes into that simple parallel. Oh man, I need to fix this. I think it still keeps it as an interact with it. I don't know. I don't want to talk to any of you at the moment. What the heck? Oh my God, this is annoying. I don't think it's caused because of from this here. So I need to make it so that it's not once I'm done with that dialogue, I'm kind of freed up, but it just pulls back uh to interacting with Jane. Why is that? So talk to Sam, talk to Jane. They're still in that follow mode, but I can't get out of this section here where it's like, all right, so that works. And it knows it's in the vehicle, but now it's that kind of like the little thing on the side is just really really messy. Like this thing shouldn't be. I should try and make. I mean, it's gonna keep on going through this like that. Let me try and actually just add a weight here for a second as well. Yeah, so see, like right now, I'm kind of it wasn't moving properly, so I think it's got to be something with that interaction. All right, so they moved to the point to enter the vehicle. If I move forward, they're going to follow to that location. But the problem is with oops, the way to check on how the NPC can enter the vehicle, and that's what we're trying to get to do here. So this one, let's try and do something else. Let's see if we can at least get it to fire. So I'm going to try and copy this to make it a little simpler. Then get distance 2 and get player character for the other actor. And let's just try and put it in here and see if we can trigger this print string. And we need to make sure that this is joined again over here. Yeah, so we have it as a sequence, you know, like it's equipping the melee weapon, it's chasing the player, and then if it's in melee range, then I'm gonna start attacking. So this is, you know, just through a service. That's how I had it done before, but again, just sometimes doing many things is also an issue, right? Because you're gonna forget some of them, and you gotta revisit things. All right, so let's try and get into the vehicle. Okay, so it did enter the parallel. The problem is that I can't really figure out is why doesn't it do a print? All right, so I think yeah, they were still in that simple parallel. So why wouldn't it? I know there's something that my editor has been running pretty poorly lately, and I'm probably going to need to do like just a clear of the. I think it's something through like the editor preferences where you just like reset or something. Um, because I've noticed like I actually just did a search for this, and there was some suggestion to like clear the editor or something, clear the preferences. And some people said that that actually got the print string to work as expected. And what I'm going to try and do is let me try and move this to the side here real quick. I just wanted to see if this is being fired, even though it's not printing anything. Let's see if it's actually, all right, so let's get into the vehicle. Oh, the one thing that I wanted to look at is, yeah, so since I'm not in the vehicle, this section is not going to run. Okay, so now it is, but this one is not. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so I had to select the actual, um, but it still doesn't fire. Like it doesn't do the print. It fires over here, but there's no print string. What's going on, Unreal? Let's see. Maybe. Oh, actually, hold on. I might have made a little bit of a boo-boo here. Let's get distance 2. And even though, that distance is not 0, so it's not going to be, I'm going to try and place this one in here. Let's see if we can get that distance to card point. Cites, do you know how can I remove the lag even a bit, because I'm making a little boring maze game and I'm using hedges with splines. Um, so if you're building the hedges with using splines, I think you can always collapse those into a static mesh. Not sure if that might help you out. Okay, so this one's firing, but this is to car 0. Oh, you know what? In this case, let's try something here. It might not be the best. I'm gonna try and refine it afterwards. But let's try and make one of these NPCs enter the vehicle. Well, I mean, I'm not sure exactly who's gonna be. I think they're both gonna try to enter the vehicle, but let's try that out. So not as much as collapsing the spline, but I think you can do. I think if you right click on it and then or like in the top bar here, there's like either like a selection or I'm not sure if it's under tools, like merge actors. That's what I was thinking. You can probably merge one of those into just a mesh. All right. Well, so this one seemingly got fired, and what I'm going to try and do is to add another task here to enter the vehicle. And let's see, I'm gonna try using this focus vehicle maybe, and then do the task to enter vehicle. All right, so enter vehicle. And unfortunately, you can only drag one of these off, so you can do it as a sequence if there's like multiple things to happen. But right now, I'm just gonna try and get the NPC friendly to play montage. So let's see if that works. So get the mesh and play montage. And of course, let's finish execute on completed. Let's see if this fires. Oh, and let's put a montage in here, and that's just gonna be. I'm just gonna use the same car enter driver montage. Let's try and get the. So these are the car interaction animations. So there's quite a few of them in that package. And let's see, which one's the entry from the left? Yeah, so there's like, if you die in the car crash or something like that, or being fired on, stealing the car as well. All right, so this one's from the right. Let's try and duplicate this. And this is a metahuman, so that's going to be a little bit different. Might be a little bit trickier than I might be thinking, unfortunately. Andre, could you show where did you get those splines which you were used in the cave to create decals tire path? Yeah, so that one is let me see, marketplace. It's called IA Scatter. Oh, and it looks like it's on sale. So it's this one right here, this IA Scatter. So I guess it's 7.99, which is it's actually not too bad. It's 20% off. Oh, oh my God, I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, I think it should work. I don't see a problem with it. I think it's a pretty intensive, depends on how big the splines are. If it's a whole maze and that one's one spline, it might take a little bit of time. And I'm hoping it's gonna work out. And let's see. So for this one, let me try and replace the skeleton with yeah, my PC sometimes since it's really old uh by today's standards, um yeah, it's it's pretty slow. Well, let me figure out this NPC here. It's got this. It's called SRTNRW body. So short, normal weight body, and F for female. And I'm gonna try and assign this to that particular entry here. So I'm not sure if it might not work because it's got so many extra bones. And RW, um, any of these should be fine, but it's either gonna look like really weird or not even work apparently. And unfortunately, with the new setup that Unreal has for retargeting, I don't think I have one that, let's see. Nope, I'm not gonna delete this because it's a nightmare for the references with Unreal. So let's see, can we just retarget this one? Somewhat about right. Let's see if this might do. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, so it's not necessarily. I mean, the hedges. I guess also how high poly is each one of those meshes? Because you know, nanite this, nanite that, but it's still very taxing. All right, so I'm gonna try and save it right in here, and let's do a prefix of meta retarget retarget. Oh, hey, that actually works kind of okay. It's probably not the right animation. Oh, it's try to open right. It's not opening right. But let's see if at least we can. Hoping that we can actually play this on that NPC. NPC friendly. Oh wait, actually this one is gonna be cast to NPC metahuman friendly child because that's the metahuman one. And let's get the mesh. And while it's not gonna be any difference, let's just play one of the animations. I'm not gonna care too much about it as long as there's something playing. Like a grapple or something. That should be fine. Hey Severin, how are you? I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. We're just playing with some NPCs. So Andre, I faced problem with Nanite. Yeah, it's they're not quite there. I don't think they're quite there with it. They're not for not not in 5.1, I think. All right, so okay, follow me, follow me. All right, so getting in the vehicle. All right, so they're approaching the vehicle. Let's see if they're gonna. Unfortunately, there's no animation being played. Oh yeah, and I think, well, part of it is because that one being a metahuman body is not going to be able to play it. And yeah, you can see there's that shimmy in the legs. I think that's part of the, so it's attempting to play it, but usually, um, let's see, is that, no, I think that's just repositioning around the car. Oh, Severin, slow. So I'm trying to, what I'm trying to do is when I rescue these NPCs, what I have in place already is they're gonna follow you to the car, so they're gonna attempt to get in the car. The problem is getting them to actually play the animation, and I think I'm there. It's just that it's not uh, I don't have the proper animation for the metahuman. And what I'm gonna try and do, since this one has the this particular skeletal asset, I'm gonna try and use animation asset and see what one that works. So drunk idle should be something. It's gonna look pretty weird, but as long as something plays, I think that's a battle that's won. All right, so let's uh, and of course, because the mesh is let me take a look at something real quick, because I kind of have an idea as to why this is happening. So the by default, the mesh is Animan from the ALS, but I'm trying to play a montage from a different skeleton, and that's why it won't take it because this mesh is the Animan. So I need to set up the class itself, unless I don't think I have it. I hope I've set it up. Maybe I haven't. I need to set it up with the proper body. Let's see if I did that already or not. Come on, just open that thing. So the mesh itself, yeah, the mesh is set to this body. Let's see, do we have any animations? Oh, and I'm so stupid. Oh my God. I'm trying to play an animation in a montage. Oh, duh. Oh man. just browse to asset. No wonder there's nothing playing because there is no animation or there is no montage because it's an animation. All right, so let's make this into a montage and apply it here just like that. And it could have probably worked this way as well. All right, let's see if something's playing. Severin, so car things seem kind of complicated to me, being honest. Well, yeah, no, that's totally it. But I'm handling it via the behavior tree, so that's also something to that I have to consider. The part of it is it's the attachment and all that. I already have that worked out for the main character when it enters the vehicle. The problem the problem is with the NPCs, right? So because they need to follow you first. The first you need to get them to follow you, and then once you're in the vehicle, they need to focus on the vehicle. If you move the vehicle around, if you're gonna just kind of jerk them around, like play, just move the vehicle. Ha 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 ha. Made a joke, but if you're gonna move the vehicle around, they gotta follow the vehicle to be able to get to the point where they can enter the vehicle. So yeah, there's so many like you said, vehicles are like they're like kind of like doors, if you think of doors, there's an infinite number of doing doors in games. All right, well let's see what happens here. So they're gonna move to oh, come on. Why aren't you playing the yeah, so see I was hoping that it was gonna play the animation here, playing the montage. And actually, now that I'm thinking of it, I'm wondering if it just plays the montage. Let me try and change this to a sequence where I'm entering the vehicle and then I'm also waiting for like 5 seconds. Right, so I'm moving towards the vehicle. I'm checking to see if the vehicle can enter, and it does get through it, but actually, let me revisit this real quick because I've made some changes here. And this one does not have any endings like the other ones do. But either way, it should attempt to play the montage. Alright, so now they follow you along. You're getting into the vehicle. Hmm. But they're still not playing that montage. The good thing is that they focus on the vehicle, so they're like, as you can see, like their heads turn around and they look after you, which is which is still pretty good progress from yesterday. This was there was nothing like this. But I just need to figure out how to get them to like this section here, and this is again the part where I'm still a little bit not 100% there when it comes to these services to figure out how these work. I am kind of thinking that because it looks like it's going through it and it's playing it. So that's I'm not sure if that's probably not the problem. Um, the one thing that we can also add to this is on completed. Let's just do this real quick. Um, so we can just attach them to the car and hopefully drive away. It's not going to look anything, it's not going to look very pretty, but hopefully at least we can get them attached. That would be, at least that would tell me that um, this part here, the service itself actually works as expected. Yeah, so I'm going to do it in here in the enter vehicle. Um, execute AI, finish execute. And in order to do that, this character, I'm just going to go ahead and attach actor to actor. And I'm going to be getting the vehicle as the parent. And the socket, let's take a look at the vehicle itself at the vehicle mesh. We might need to add a couple of sockets. So one for the, I'm not sure if, I think there were some in here for the passengers. Okay, there we go. So we got passenger 2, passenger 1. So let's try and get passenger 1 and attach it to that socket. So passenger 1. Hey, Audrey, to see you next weekend. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you have a great rest of your day and a great week. And I'll try and if I have an update on this, or maybe I'll just keep this for next weekend. And what I'll do is probably during the week, I did have some people join at night, and I'll try and do maybe some just from the kind of the level design part of the building. Severin, you didn't experience any performance hits while working with behavior trees? I have not. I guess there's crazy things that you can do with behavior trees, but I have not. I have not experienced any troubles so far. I mean, my NPCs are not the brightest either, so to speak, but I haven't noticed any troubles just yet. All right, well, so that's part of it, and then the other one is something that I did for my character, and that one is um, to do this. So, and let's see, where was that? Enter vehicle in here to set the movement mode, and that way it's not going to flip the vehicle around. Oh, NPCs are in too, but I can't stand how it takes my FPS. No, that's a good question. But like I said, I have not seen any kind of and it also depends on how many you have. Like I don't have a lot of NPCs in the world, so I couldn't really tell you exactly. Oh, okay. But CITES, did it work for you in the end? For the oh wow, 70 frames. That's quite a lot. Yeah, like I haven't experienced any with the behavior tree. I haven't experienced any issues yet. So there's time, I guess. Oh man, not this thing again. What am I need to figure out why that's happening. I think it's because interacted with I've gotten into the range of Jane and try to like interact with her, and it's stuck on that instead of resetting to this. Oh, hey, they disappeared. Uh, where did they disappear? Let's take a look. Detach. Ah, there they are. I mean, well, they're both there, overlapping. So I need to. Well, so the good thing is that this works. It's just the montage that's not being played properly, so I just need to fix that. But everything here works, and I believe now we can drive off with the NPC and carrying the NPCs. Of course, that's one way of sitting in the car, but there's that's how people sit in the cars, I guess. Okay, well, so that's you know that's a I call that a semi-win. And there's a couple of errors that I'm gonna need to fix. Um, okay, well, that was that was almost a full success for today. I'm hoping to have this ready for next week's stream, and I was a little bit too excited yesterday on, hey, you were gonna get to do the basement and do that whole mission, but I guess it's gonna have to wait for next week. So thank you everybody so much for stopping by. Hopefully it was like I said, it wasn't visually pleasing as the world building, but such is game development. Much of it is not the pretty above ground type of building, but it's also like the guts of the things. So uh, goodbye everybody. I hope you have a great day, a great week coming up, and I'll see you on the next stream. All right, take care everybody. Bye.